You can find one-of-a-kind products all over the heart of Dixie.
They're handmade, of course, and they're made using natural broom corn.
We're highlighting makers in Alabama who are twisting and weaving.
I think of myself more of I love the word maker.
It's exciting for me to make stuff that other people like, period.
Printing and cutting.
When you cut leather, there's no turning back.
You learn to use those mistakes and turn them into something more successful.
Stirring and sawing.
There's a tremendous resource here in the community.
She made every recipe her own.
Items just for you. We're going to tell you the stories of what makes each item unique.
The first thing you learn how to be is yourself.
And why the artisans are proud to make them.
We would name it after somebody in the community.
Welcome everyone, I'm Lisa Crane with WVTM 13 Chronicle. Right now we're going to introduce you to crafty, handy, creative people who call this state home. WVTM 13 Chronicle presents Made in Bama. Charlie Lucas makes art from what most folks throw away or abandon. His studio in Selma sits just feet from the historic Edmund Pettus Bridge on the banks of the Alabama River. Lucas brings his own history and others to life through his work. His studio in a 200-year-old warehouse is as storied as he is. Charlie Lucas has become known as the Tin Man because much of his art is sculpted metal. He has hundreds of pieces on display here. Some of it he's worked on for decades, but he still can't decide what to call himself.
Yes, I would say I'm a sculptor, but then I would say I'm a painter too. And so I'm thinking if you was to look at it, it's kind of like scrambled eggs and pancakes. You know, you get full from both of them.
You can see by his creations what a full life he's had. Many of his pieces were influenced by family. As a child, he was most connected to his great-grandfather, the inspiration behind this sculpture.
He was a blacksmith. He made wagon wheels and he could just fix anything. So that was, to me, was my whole world of seeing the beauty of him just flow out of him so easy, and he was so disciplined in it.
This massive T-Rex is called Sassy Mama, a tribute to his first-grade teacher who prepared him and his classmates to move into an integrated school.
She was a strong lady, and she cared about her kids, and she said, I don't know what it's going to be like, she said, but if you go to the next school, you go with respect.
He's just as affected by total strangers when he goes out to junkyards or abandoned homes in search of old bicycle parts or broken machinery to work with. He tries to get to know the people who once owned the discarded metal.
Now I ask questions for the people around. I said, who lived there? Oh, and they tell me, say, oh, Miss Jane lived there. She could dip snuff and cuss sideways and backwards. And that gave me something to look at to put into my work. So it's kind of like a treasure hunt. Each time I go out to find something, I don't want to just see the piece. I want it to tell me who it is.
He doesn't call his work art. He says these are his toys, and making these toys isn't a choice. It's a calling.
I know I'm the most happy when I'm creating something, and plus I get to play with it first.
And selling it, that's just icing on the cake.
I'm a success to myself, and I don't have to worry about the rest of it so much. I'm a success to myself.
Becky Stainer was pretty much an overnight success when she ventured into the world of leatherworking. She was already established in a career as a photographer, but she says something was missing. She needed to work with her hands and create. Now she makes beautiful leather bags. Becky Stainer found her passion and her business when she went on the hunt for the perfect bag and couldn't find it.
I wanted to carry my tennis shoes to work, my water bottle to work, you know, my wallet, whatever else I needed. And so that was my goal, the big bag. I wanted a pocket on the outside for my phone, a pocket on the inside for my keys. That was it. And I wanted the bag to stand up and not fall over.
So she bartered with a friend who knew how to work leather to teach her the trade. She made her perfect bag and soon realized others were looking for the same thing.
And I was just carrying it, and I had people stop me and say, where'd you get that bag, you know? And eventually started making it for friends. And then when I had strangers asking me for the bag, it was like, well, yeah, I could make it for you, but I'm like, I'm not going to make it for free.
That's how the Biscuit Leather Company was born. The name pays tribute to her other career as a food photographer. So it makes sense that all her bags are named after food. But leather crafting is much more demanding than photography.
It is physical. It's not easy on the hands, and it does require some muscle.
And she does it all by hand. You'll find no machinery in her studio.
If I were to use a machine, I could probably make a lot more bags a lot faster and more money. But the thing is, with my work, as you'll see in my bags, the stitches that I do cannot be done by a machine. There is not a single machine on earth that can do the hand stitches I do.
Over the years, she's come up with various sizes, shapes, and styles of bags, but she says she tries not to be too trendy because her bags aren't cheap, and she makes them to last a long time.
The number one seller is the vegetable tan, which is, the raw undyed leather, which just ages beautifully all on its own. It gets softer, the colors get deeper and richer. It might get scratched up and beat up, but somehow on real leather it looks better.
Stained glass is a little more fragile. Okay, a lot more fragile, but it's Charles Adams' chosen medium, and with it, he's created a pretty colorful life. In Troy, life is full of color, especially inside Charles Adams' stained glass studio and shop.
We start off with big sheets of glass, which you see here behind me. And we use every part of the glass. We use the scraps and everything.
From that, he makes beautiful stained glass art. He was inspired decades ago by one of his art instructors at nearby Troy University.
He did kill fire glass, and once I got into that, I was gone. I loved it. It was just right down my alley.
He's made thousands and thousands of pieces since then, from ornaments to windows to pendants.
We have all kind of glass, opaque and textured, and there's no limit to what kind of glass we got.
Charles is probably best known for his angels. He's made Christmas angels, Easter angels, angels to honor cancer patients, and angels to remember loved ones.
I started doing angels, and every year we would do a new angel, and we would name it after somebody in the community, young ones and old folks, and it just became a habit. So now that's what we do. That's our most popular thing.
Even though most of his pieces are bright and colorful, Charles says glass with no color can be just as magnificent.
Well, I thought stained glass had to be all different colors, red and blues and greens, but that clear glass just set me on fire. And I started doing the clear glass panels, and they laughed at me. The other stained glass people, they laughed and laughed, and I got the last laugh because I sold out.
He now has many colorless stained glass pieces to choose from. Well, maybe the color of wood is more to your liking. If so, Cliff Spencer has got you covered. He's taking fallen trees and turning them into heirloom quality treasures. Cliff Spencer makes furniture, beautiful tables, and other wood creations. To get to this, it's all about the trees.
Alabama has the second largest urban forest in the country. They're just huge, tremendous trees that you can't even wrap your arms around. Like it or not, these trees don't live forever, and currently there's really no market for those. They come down and they're considered waste, trash.
He uses that trash, working with only felled trees.
And as you can see here, there's tremendous amount of material. This is just a fraction of the material that we've milled.
He makes gorgeous pieces, from massive dining tables on iron bases forged at Sloss furnaces to much smaller items.
We make bread boxes, ice buckets, breakfast in bed trays. We make small bedside tables, small sofa tables and coffee tables. And then the main product is the compost bin.
Those smaller pieces make up the bulk of the work here at Alabama Sawyer. He and his wife Lee have collaborated on new designs to fill a specific need. They created compost bins for Lee's mother, but they also like to keep their waste to a minimum.
We're continually designing new products from the offcuts to try to create cycles of use to create less and less waste. Even turning the waste and sawdust, turning them over to other businesses that can use them to create other products.
To make as much out of this Alabama resource as possible.
It just became like a relief every night.
These makers are weaving a path for themselves they never thought possible.
You got to want to do this. You got to love to do this.
Combining their skills with tradition.
It's been part of my family for 4 generations.
They're turning their made in Bama hobbies into success stories. Welcome back to WVTM 13 Chronicle Made in Bama. Amber Holzenbach is living her dream as a weaver, creating unique tapestries one knot at a time. One look inside Amber Holzenbach's trendy downtown Birmingham loft, and you can see she's an artistic person. She dabbled in several art forms before she found weaving.
So I bought a book and then did some online courses to learn a few techniques, and it stuck. I mean, it really did. It just became an outlet for me.
She dove right into her outlet and learned everything she could about fiber art.
So it's just over and under, then you pull it through, and then use the comb to get everything nice and flat and spaced even. There's all different variations of looping this yarn together.
Her creations are limited only by her imagination.
Most of the time I end up not creating anything like I thought I would. I've been known to unweave a lot and start over, or turn it upside down, and then it was like, ah, now it looks good.
She shipped her fiber art to buyers as far away as Saudi Arabia. But selling isn't why she got into it. It's more of a byproduct of her hobby.
And I would end up doing it for hours. Then I'd have all these pieces that I didn't know what to do with.
She says realizing others love her work as much as she loves making it is even more rewarding than the sales.
It's your art. It's kind of a piece of you. So when you have these pieces you're like proud of, you're like, here, this is like my baby, you know? So if somebody buys something and they really like it, it just makes my day.
Andrew McCall is also a weaver, but he doesn't work with yarn. He weaves a different kind of fiber. Andrew McCall makes beautiful baskets out of kudzu, wisteria, and grapevines. He describes it like a dance. You have to go with the vines.
You can't make it do what you want to do. To get the best result, you just take what there and let it go and make what it's going to make. So I just let them fall, let the curve fall wherever they go, and I follow it. You know, don't wrestle with it. Let's have fun with it.
It's not the career he thought he would have. When he got out of the military, he enrolled in college.
I just was in a bad fix. No job. I couldn't hit it off with college. College and we don't get along too good.
So he stumbled for a while. He says his gift finally found him.
In the wintertime, it was cold and I was broke, and I took some vines in the house and called myself making something. I don't know. I called myself making a basket, but it come out to be a chair.
Now he's known as the Vine Man because he spends much of his time in the woods looking for the perfect vines. And he's branched out to making furniture and wood crafts.
I consider myself a maker. I love making stuff. I make stuff, lots of stuff, and I enjoy doing it.
He can make up to 10 baskets a day at a leisurely pace and has no ambitions of mass producing his art. He says he tried that once.
I don't like to be, that's all I'm doing, filling order. I like to enjoy. I had the experience of working with QVC, and they had me making baskets for night and day for 2 months, and I hate that.
And don't ask him to make two just alike. He says that's impossible. Each one is unique because the vines decide what they become. He follows their lead in this dance.
To me, it's a blessing. And I consider what I do is a gift from God. I can't explain why I like it, but I love it.
Just, to be honest, being lucky, I beat it.
Overcoming life's obstacles.
I was working full time, and then I got laid off, and I tried to make it into a year-round business.
And channeling that energy into works of art.
The print that I'm working on is always the favorite print.
All unique, made with care and passion, and all made in Bama. Jane Gammon's job is all about her family's history. She lives on her grandfather's Coleman County farm that's been in the family for more than 100 years, and she's making and selling a product her mother created more than 70 years ago. If you travel down County Road 222 in Logan, there's a good chance you've seen Seven Winds Kitchen, home of Bert's Brittle. On most days, you'll find Jane Gammon in the kitchen cooking up some of her famous peanut brittle.
We make one batch at a time, and it's a little time-consuming, labor-intensive, but if you get bigger, I think you lose quality.
Bert's Brittle is big enough to keep her pretty busy, especially leading up to the holidays. Jane works about 11 hours a day in the kitchen, making about 3,000 batches a year. She's worn a path around the butcher block where she stretches the brittle nice and thin. She says that's the secret.
I had one gentleman come in the shop and he said it's the best candy in 44 countries because I've tried it in all 44 and this is still the best.
The sweet treat's namesake is Jane's mom, Berta. She started making the brittle in 1947 and was beyond proud when her daughter turned her recipe into a business.
She never missed a day without asking me, how much candy did you make today? And a couple of times she would say, I bet you hate me for teaching you how to do this because you stay so busy. And I enjoyed doing it for her.
Jane had a different career path, but getting laid off more than 20 years ago led to this sweet life.
I was a credit manager for 22 years. Nobody liked to see you coming. Now everybody likes to see me coming with candy.
Our next product, made in Bama, has 0 calories, it's beautiful, and it's designed to make you think about the world we live in. It's called Linoleum Block Relief Print Art, and Deborah Eubanks Riff sort of stumbled into it.
When I was a student at Howard University, I needed one more class to graduate, and I thought that I was taking the easiest class possible.
Relief printing means everything is carved, drawn, and written in reverse, a mirror image of what it will become. That's the artist part of it. Her canvas is a block of linoleum, which is a cork-based product, or sometimes wood. Then she rolls paint on the surface and runs it through a printing press. That transfers the image onto chipboard.
I really love the solitary act of carving, and it is a very solitary practice because of the gouges that you use, which are very, very sharp. You just cannot have a lot of distractions around you.
And most of her art has a message.
Illiteracy, food apartheid, civil rights. I'm constantly trying to work those into any of the posters that I do here, and even with the fine artwork.
You can see her fine art pieces in galleries, but she's just as focused on the smaller pieces she sells at art shows and festivals.
You can sell a piece for $5,000, but that's one person with one piece of your work. But if you put the art in the hands of the people, those who really love your work but can't necessarily afford a large piece, they'll come back and start collecting your work.
Handmade creations with a touch of originality.
This particular broom is made on a vintage croquet handle.
A soothing process.
It's also meditative for me. I mean, I'm creating, I'm working.
And made right here in Alabama. Have you thought very much about how your broom is made? Probably not, but if it's a natural broom, it's probably made from broom corn, which isn't a corn plant at all. It's a type of sorghum. We met a man in Florence who grows his own broom corn and makes brooms the old-fashioned way. Not only can you clean the house with them, but they're also works of art. For George Jones, this is a family tradition. He's a 4th-generation broom maker.
My great-grandfather started. They started in 1931.
He still uses some of the original equipment his great-grandfather used. Nothing electrical in his shop.
They're made using natural broom corn. And it hadn't been processed, it hadn't been treated. It still has all the natural dust collecting ability that it should have. When I trim my brooms, I trim them long, so they've got the really fine ends and they sweep a lot better.
And don't for a second think a broom is a broom. George makes about 30 different styles. About 10 years ago, a major health scare put life in perspective.
I bit my tongue. I'm like, that felt funny. Within a couple of weeks, find out that I have stage 4 tongue cancer. And prognosis really wasn't very good.
With a lot of prayer and some great doctors, George pulled through. As he focused on treatment and recovery, he wasn't able to make brooms for months. He then realized how important it was to him.
That really is what drives me. You know, I have to make brooms. As long as I'm making brooms, I know I'm going to be okay.
The handles are just as interesting as the working end of the broom. Most are sticks he collects on long walks around his fields. Others are flea market finds, like this vintage croquet mallet.
I'm taking a raw material broom corn, and I'm taking a handle, and depending on the style, within 10 to 30 minutes, I've got a functional piece of art that is totally unique.
George also guarantees his brooms. He says if you wear it out, just bring it back and he'll remake it for you. As you can see, Alabamians are creating a wide variety of outstanding products, from works of art to leather and glass goods to tasty holiday treats. Maybe you spotted something you'd like to know more about, or you'd like to buy one of these Made in Bama items. Just check out the WVTM 13 app or our Facebook page to find out more about these products made in Bama and where you can find them. I'm always looking for unique stories and amazing people here in Alabama. If you have a Chronicle idea, let me hear from you. You can contact me on Facebook or at WVTM13.com. Till next time, I'm Lisa Crane for WVTM 13 Chronicle.